Hey there, welcome back to Stormgate, or welcome if you're new. Good to have you here either way. Nice to see you, nice to have you around. Today, there's been another patch for this game. A decently big one, I think. It's not like big in size of changes, but big as in like I think it should decently shake up how this game worked before. And so I'm gonna go over it real quick, play a couple games, and then move on from there. I've been interested in the development of this game for a while, so like I'm kind of curious to see how this will affect things, and like I'll just want to take a look at this game every time I see like an update or like a big update that pertains to the stuff that I'm interested in. So let's get right into this. So it's patch 021, and you know, let's take a look. So general changes, tooltip fixes, like something with the vector. I think that's the celestial cars, and then like a solar charge edit. Like these like bug fixes and stuff are like nice, but it's not super relevant to the patch that I'm trying to read. Versus changes to our MMR and Q systems, rebalancing Q timers. I don't know what that means. I feel like in general I've even like despite all the talk and stuff that I've seen about this game not having a huge player base, I feel like I find games very quickly, or like find other players. So I don't know what this means. Maybe it's just like making it take a little bit longer so that you can find like more accurate matches to skill level, but you know that we'll definitely have to see. Rolling out early access season 2 includes a reset of all win-loss stats. So that'll be kind of cool to see because mine is super fucking inflated because I got placed. This was like one of the first RTS games I was actually queuing 1v1 in. So when I started out, I was like the low, or like I was a super low rank and I was just losing all the time. And then that tanked my MMR a ton. And then I started actually kind of figuring things out and putting it together. And I, like, by the time my rank had kind of stabilized here, I was like 100 wins up on my losses or something. So, having it back to 0 will be a more accurate representation of what my stats are actually like, I suppose. So while my ego will take a hit from not constantly seeing this number be up like 70 on itself, it's probably better for like actual statistics and keeping track of things. The division boundaries have been tweaked. I felt like they were kind of arbitrary before, like just kind of random feeling numbers, so I guess that makes sense. And then updating parameters for 1v1 matchmaking to help tune match quality. So that's, I mean, like, I hate it when shit's worded like that because, like, why even have that in the patch notes? Like, you're not telling us what parameters have been updated, and you're not telling us in what ways you're trying to affect match quality. You're just saying that 1v1 matchmaking is being affected. And it's like, okay, this means nothing to me. Honestly, so does this. Rebalancing queue timers in what way? Like, it's not helpful. It's not helpful language. All right, balance notes and commentary. Before diving into the specifics of this patch, we'd like to share the overarching goals of the 1v1 team in the coming months. We're focusing on two core gameplay pillars. We want to create exciting moments, make cool things happen more often. Oh, they're clarifying their language now. That's new. And clarity, simplifying mechanics and making them easier to understand. Most of the large-scale changes we'll make in 1v1 will be in service of these two goals, and our first major update focuses on revamping the economy with adjustments designed to streamline gameplay, enhance pacing, and improve balance across factions. Okay, so what did that actually say? So every change is to accomplish these two goals. This change is to mostly revamping the economy, adjustments designed to streamline gameplay. Again, like you're saying you want to streamline gameplay, but in what way are you trying to streamline the gameplay? Like I guess it's in service of these goals is the assumption. So it's probably for this one. They want to make it easier to get to the exciting moments. Okay, that makes sense. Enhancing the pacing, that this based on that context, this says the same thing as this. I feel really nitpicky right now. I need to chill out on that a little bit. And improve the balance across all factions. Okay, that, all good things. Okay, so the economy changes. General economy changes, max Luminite income per base across all three factions increased from 600 per minute to 750 a minute. Okay, that's a decent chunk of extra Luminite, They just added like you just get like an extra 150 luminite a minute off of the back of each base that you're mining. I mean, obviously that's when you have max income at the bases, but that means that if you've got two bases mining, you're getting an extra 300 luminite a minute, which means you're getting an extra half of what the original income was off of just having two bases. So that's pretty huge, pretty big change here, honestly. Vanguard, this will affect me directly. Vanguard's starting bob count increased from 8 to 10, huge. That's just two extra workers at the start of the game. It probably will have a big effect on the game. Luminite mined per trip increased from 4 to 5. I mean, that seems really small, but I mean, that's like a 20-25% increase to Luminite generation. Is this just a summary of what this actually achieves? Okay, so they get more Luminite per trip, they get more Therium per trip. Therium mining time increase from 6 to 7.2. Doesn't this kind of... I mean, it probably doesn't even it out 1-to-1, but I feel like that kind of evens out the change, but whatever. I mean, I guess, like, you're just saying that they can carry extra Therium, but it takes them longer to mine it, which I don't really see the point in that. You're also making it kind of weird where every trip they're like generating 6. That makes the numbers look odd when you're like, I don't know, whatever. It's again, that's kind of nitpicky. This part doesn't seem as important. Obvious, like I assume it'll mean that you have more Therium per like production, but it might not even add up that way. So the same thing is applied to Infernals, basically 1-to-1. Celestials, I'm not gonna lie, I don't play this race, and I don't really intend to, and I'm not reading all of this. If you're interested, these are like the patch notes are on the Play Stormgate website, and they're also just on the Steam page. So it, you know, or you could just pause the video and read it here because I have it all here. Here, I'll scroll down a little bit so that you can get some more of it if you just want to look at the rest. But this is all the celestial economy changes. And I'll just move on. Other balance changes. Looking at the balance as it stands, these are what the win rates are. VVI 50%, IVC is 52%, and VVC is 43%. That adds up to what I remember, because playing against Celestials always felt super fucking hard, but that's a lot lower than I thought it would be. I mean, I also haven't played the game in a little bit, so I don't know. Okay, win rates look pretty good overall with the exception of VVC, which we believe was affected by the changes to hedgehogs in the previous patch. Additionally, players have frequently highlighted two issues: the relative imbalance of the celestial economy and Vanguard's difficulty in punishing more greedy strategies. I mean, I did always feel like if your opponent just took an extra like collection array at the start of the game, that there wasn't really anything that you could do about it. And then I think they nerfed cars so that they were worse against like specifically celestial comps, and then it just felt even worse to play against. So I mean, I don't know. Playing against Celestial since day one as a Vanguard player, it's always felt super bad on my end. I just feel like they have 100 options that they can pull off in the early game, and you have like 2. And both of the things that you can do in the early game just lose to like half of the Celestial options. So unless they choose to do something that you're going to be able to beat, they just feel like they felt super unstoppable in the past. Hopefully, like maybe the economy changes will like even that out in some way, or maybe these changes will, but I'm not entirely sure. Playing against Celestials, it was nightmare inducing at times. Anyways, it probably wasn't even that bad. I'm just like super exaggerating it because I'm like super hard stuck at my rank, and there are people that play Vanguard. Like, look at this ball of Vanguard players here. Like, obviously, if you play Vanguard, you can still climb, you know? Like, it's obviously just a me issue. Okay, so what did they change to Vanguard specifically other than the worker changes? Because that's pretty big already. Hedgehog damage changed from 8+7 versus heavy to 10+5 versus heavy, so they just got rid of the conditional damage. Well, they didn't get rid of it. They just modified the conditional damage and just gave it to the Hedgehog straight up. which means that against non-heavy unit compositions, they'll just be stronger again. Cars were kind of the way to go in like half of Vanguard matchups, so I think they got nerfed at one point, and then they got worse at doing that, and then they might honestly be back to around similar now. Although getting rid of 5 armor seems huge. So they're going to be a lot weaker, and they're more of like a hit and run unit now, as opposed to something that should be able to fight straight up. And then by proxy, Exos here, extra 15 health, plus 2 damage against regular units, but they just do less damage to heavy units across the board. I mean, it's only by 1 damage, though. So Exos should be better. I like that because I like Exos a lot. I think they're just like a really fun unit to use in Pilot. I especially like getting them with the upgrade. Like kiting is one of my favorite things to do in like top-down games. I find it very satisfying. So I guess we'll see more of Exos. Probably be seeing Exos in this video. Okay, so what are their notes about it? In the last patch, we adjusted hedgehogs to make them more specialized against heavy units, enabling Exos to counter them more effectively in direct engagements. However, this change left Vanguard with limited options against early Kree openings. So, based on this, hedgehogs are supposed to be the answer to Kree. I've never felt like that was true, but maybe it was, you know. Like the Kree just ball up and run away, and then you just can't chase them effectively. And then if they do ever catch up, they just like they've got so much AOE damage that they just rip you apart. I don't know that. I felt like this unit's been fucking a nightmare to deal with anytime people build it when I'm playing Vanguard, but maybe I'm just an idiot. As a result, we'll be reverting this specific hedgehog adjustment and instead addressing the issue through more changes to the EXO. Okay. So basically the change was made so that there was an option other than just building hedgehogs in the mirror match, but it kind of fucked over the VVC planning, so it didn't really work out, and they're trying to do it in a different way by making Exos more directly powerful. But I feel like this could have the reverse effect, where Vanguard, like, Exos were really good before, and then they nerfed them, and then it felt like really bad in a lot of matchups. So depending on how far this goes in like reverting that previous nerf, Exos could be really strong right now. Looking ahead, we plan to shift our unit design philosophy over the next few patches. Our goal is to reduce the specialization of Tier 1 units while focusing on making higher tier units more specialized and impactful. Historically, we believe a large part of the V versus I versus C versus V triangle we've had in the last few months is due to how hard the Tier 1 units counter each other, and the game can't stabilize effectively. By delaying these harder counters to later tiers, we aim to make the early game more focused on unit quantity and strategic usage rather than unit types. I mean, like, that's probably a good thing to go towards. It is pretty cringe that, like, as it stands right now, the game feels like like you're just kind of playing rock paper scissors with your opponent based on like tier 1 army compositions, and it feels pretty rare that the games, like at least in my experience, that the games ever like tech to more powerful armies until a game's gone on for quite a while. There just isn't a lot of reason to do it when tier 1 units are so strong. So let's see what they did here. The Hornet release Skymine no longer requires an upgrade. That's probably really good because, like, having to upgrade to it made building Hornets feel kind of clunky. Like, you had to get you needed to get an airport to start building them, and you needed to get, like, the mech lab thing or whatever it is. So, having, like, the upgrade on them makes them just a more like well-known anti-air unit, and that it honestly probably makes them really disgusting against Celestials though, because you could just go drop mines like on some prisms, and it would make this a crazy harassment unit in the early game, like the earlier you start getting some out. And then the helicarrier thing got changed so that the cost increased from 300, 250 to 375, 325, so plus 75 to both. And then it starts with 3 bombers on creation, and the training time takes longer. So I guess the extra cost is just basically this, is what you're paying for. The extra direct cost and the time cost is so that you just spawn with 3 bombers, which means the helicarrier is immediately useful the second it spawns. So it's just basically making it so that these units are more impactful the moment that they're out, rather than needing to come out and then also get something else to get them online. So I mean, that feels super good as a Vanguard player. I know like some people really like helicarriers. I haven't gotten a lot of experience with them because I feel like I default more to early game strategies rather than letting a game go to like a macro war, because I think that's one of my weak points is like the later a game goes on and like the more multitasking and management you have to do, probably the further I feel like I fall behind. But I feel like I'm decently good at controlling like small unit armies, so when I'm like playing against so whenever I've been in like helicarrier games, it just doesn't feel good to me because I'm bad at using them. But that's like a me issue. Gaunt. Ground weapon acquisition range from 7 to 9. Are Gaunts the axe throwers? Addresses a niche issue where Gaunts had difficulty engaging a ground army half a screen away if there was an arc ship directly on top of them. I feel like that should only really matter against like celestial players, I guess. I don't know. And then the Hexen miasma energy cost decreased from 60 to 50. So if a full bar is 100, I'm not sure if it is, then you get 2 casts per Hexen instead of just the 1. The cooldown was decreased from 15 seconds to 2. It's a pretty big that's a pretty big change there. It'll make miasma a ton stronger. They don't have to channel anymore, and it doesn't drain energy during the channel. Now has a 5-second fixed duration down from potentially infinite, and the miasma effect delay time decreased from 1.5 seconds to 1 second. So I'm assuming miasma is like it's like a circle AoE ability that they'd put on the ground under your exos or whatever, and it would do pretty heavy dot damage and then infect your units. So this is probably really good for Infernals. It'll make Hexens more fun to use in general. I don't know enough about Celestials in general to read most of these and offer any real insight into it. So, I mean, taking a look at this, it's just like general changes. Argents are now better raw, but they're worse when they're fully charged. I mean, yeah, I'll take this. I've found Argents to be a fucking nightmare to deal with in general. This makes them a bit stronger, question mark, in the early game. Maybe weaker because of this part. Like a lot of the time they just kind of mess you up with high energy, and then if you've got enough units you can get through that, but they just kite you out so effectively and pumped so hard that they were pretty hard to deal with in general. So I'm thinking that if this is impactful as I think it is, I think Argents will be a lot easier to deal with, and I won't feel as pigeonholed into just building cars against Celestials, but I'll have to test that. Cabal gravity flux duration, is that the AoE that's kind of like Storm that sucks things in? Because this might be like I've been annoyed by a lot of stuff playing against or playing RTS games, but I don't think if this is what I think it is, I don't think I've ever played against anything in like in specifically RTS games that's pissed me off this much before. Cause like I still don't know what I'm supposed to do about this other than like maybe like a transport micro on some atlases might work to help like deal with them and get their army going long range and stuff. But I feel like this is so much easier to use than it is to deal with. It's not even funny. Like it's disgusting. It's probably pretty funny for the Celestial player though, to be fair. But 2 seconds is a decent amount of time. Like that's a third of the duration just removed. Vector anti-air weapon range increased from 6 to 8, so vectors are better against air. Scythe move speed increased, so they're better at like maneuvering. Okay. And then I don't know what the Seraphim are. I assume like the big flying angel dudes, but you don't see them a lot because again, it's kind of similar to what I was talking about. The helicarriers, where my games specifically don't usually go that long. Uh, I mean, that's really it. Well, this isn't a large patch. We believe the economic changes and adjustments on balance will have a significant impact on how the game feels. I kind of think so too. We're resetting the rank ladder and we'll be keeping a close eye on how the 3 factions perform. Be sure to leave feedback on Discord or Steam and let us know how the game feels after these changes go live. Alright, so I mean, that's the patch notes. That's the patch notes for you. I guess the only thing left to do now is like to get into a game. Off of the back of like any change to economy, any type thing resembling a build order that you used to know is basically thrown out the window. So I'm going, and also I haven't played this game in like a month since the last patch. So I'm going to have to probably just go into things raw here because I don't really feel like playing a bunch of custom games right now. And I'm going to see, you know, just how the game feels. Let's get into this. I assume it'll update the rank after I've played a game, because right now I'm like 1692, which I think would put me at like, I'd definitely be in the top 500 here. Is this top 500 or like top, okay, like top 250 almost. I might be able to just play a game and get on this leaderboard. Alright, that's what we're doing here today, boys. We're getting onto the leaderboard. And I found a game almost instantly. That's one thing I found impressive about this game. Playing against Ghost TTL, playing a Vanguard mirror matchup for game 1. Send my dog across the map. Get scouting. Take a little look at my base here. I'll just preset up base hotkeys. I'm probably just gonna do like 2 base exos, just build like a whole bunch of them because that's what I've had the most fun with doing in the past in this game. I do like that unit. Start building another worker here, but I think this is going to be a lot earlier where I just send all these guys out at like 300.
Relocation commencing.
I'll send them all down the ramp to get my second base building.
Moving out.
Not our forces are under attack.
Confirmed. Moving down. On the go. Ready. Still here.
I gotta keep making workers. I gotta get this second base online. I'm also hitting him, but he hasn't really tried to kill my dog yet.
Move order received.
Our forces.
Oh, he surrounded mine. I'm gonna lose my dog as well here.
Wonderful.
He got off though. He's just hitting my CC now, which is kind of irritating. I send you two to build me a barracks here. I should probably have done it. I built 3. I should probably have done it on the ramp, but that's not what ended up happening here.
All systems clear. How can I help? I'm off.
Just keep pulling workers there to do the dirty work. These guys will go on to Therium after they're done, if I remember anything right.
Awaiting further instructions. At your disposal. Alrighty. Still here. Ready.
This is really annoying to deal with. I've got to start building a Lancer.
All systems clear.
And I finally surrounded it. Fucking annoying ass dog. It's not, there's no fucking way that dog just lived. I'm losing my mind here. I'm like way too distracted by it. So I gotta build a biolab. This is important if I'm getting like gas of any kind. I lost my dog, so I don't really have scouting information. I need to make sure I keep getting like double workers here. Biolab is coming online, but I'm starting to get kind of close to supplies, so I need to build another Lancer here. I lost that dog, so I can't creep effectively, but his Lancer is across the map already.
You scared me. Boot up complete.
Keep building double workers. I'm getting another Lancer online. The depot is coming.
Our forces are under attack.
Coordinates locked. Weapons ready. Setting cruise control.
I'm here. Relocating.
So I got 2 Lancers hitting. I need to start building exos here where I can.
Going. It's go time. Time is wasted.
I got both of them surrounded. He's gonna get some worker kills here, but he's gonna lose.
We'll follow. Flow like water.
Okay, so I didn't even kill it, and I lost all those workers. This is actually so fucking annoying. My control's getting super exposed right now. But I've got exos coming, or I've got my first exo coming. This guy isn't working. I need to work on the exo upgrade, but I can't get it because I don't have enough therium. Need to get an extra worker on therium. Keep double producing workers at home. I'm making way more money than I should be, so I need to get extra barracks online and just overcharge because my build's ass right now. If he's creeping this camp, okay, he's not. So I can start creeping this camp. He wasn't really doing his. I'm just gonna build these. What I was doing before was a lot better, where I was like building my shit to wall off this ramp. But I'm kind of doing this poorly now. Keep building exos. I've got more barracks online, so I should be able to start triple producing them. I can't get that upgrade though, which is like really stupid on my part. Okay, so he went back, so he's probably getting speed or something along those lines. I need to get another depot down. Gotta keep up worker production. I need to get the exo upgrade. Nothing super significant has happened, but I'm starting to pump out exos here where I can. Do exos and a few lancers here, and I need to get creeping with this army. I'll go take the vision camp so I see if he's coming around. He's like a little bit ahead of me on the creep front here. Gonna send this worker down to go build me an extra base, because I think he's making a decent amount of money.
You want me to do what now? Constructing.
Or it's like decently expensive at least.
Fear is for the enemy.
Capture point
Let's
secured.
make 3 at a time here. They all finished getting the vision just fine together. Everybody's happy. I can upgrade this base to tier 2.
Insufficient
I
therium.
can't upgrade that base to tier 2. I've got to start making workers. I can upgrade that base to tier 2. I can do it now. 3 more Lancers are coming out. I'm going to do like Exo Lancer. I'm making a lot of money, so I need more production probably. I'm just going to get like another 2 barracks. It looks like these economy changes were huge because like I do not remember being in like this good of a position economically before.
Upgrade complete.
Have this here, just gonna spend some shit. Back up a little bit, because I need to, like, get a good look at my economy. God, I'm just burning money.
Insufficient supply. Invalid.
Gonna build depots here, like, somewhat defensively, make something resembling a wall. Gonna upgrade these into habitats. I'll probably need another depot in front of it all. Those barracks is about to finish. I should be able to start, like, making more money than I'm spending right now. I need to do something with my army, though, assuming it's bigger than my opponent's, but, like, that could be a very incorrect assumption. Build 2 of these, start building more units. I can build, like, 5 at a time, make sure I'm making use of my production. I gotta back up, because he's attacking me at a really good fucking time right now. Send all of these workers off, back up a little bit. Okay, I got the upgraded Vulcan. I've lost like all of my fucking expensive units. I just kind of ran all my shit in for free. This one's gonna die. The other one's just like kiting around my army for free here, and I've entirely lost this game, I think. Get him to back up a little bit. I'll send these workers back down the ramp to my second base. He's just gonna go steal all my creep camps real quick, and my army's super fucked.
Insufficient therium.
I can build more of a front line, but I don't think I'm in a great position to do so.
Capture point contested.
I think that was like a decent trade here.
Guns are ready.
Get my front line to hunt this Vulcan down. It does so much AoE, man. I'll shoot this down. Okay, it got a little too close. He's just gonna build more Vulcans and just keep sending them across. This is just really ass for me. That one's not upgraded, so I'm in like kind of a fightable position here, but I think I just need more of like a front line going. So I managed to save my army. I didn't lose too much. I need to get this upgrade and then probably get like an airport or a mech bay or something along those lines. This guy's just like actually building a somewhat diverse army, so I'm probably fucked here. Realistically, it seems like he's just a better player than me. I need to start building workers to this third base because my economy's kind of fucked. I need to go around. I should probably start trying to take his creep camps and make sure that I'm pathing new units onto mine. And I just need to get that other bases like economy online. Also, you should probably be working. Build 3 new workers. What the fuck is Buddy doing over here?
Robot engaged.
Insufficient therium.
Okay, so I need more X's. I just gotta back up and make sure that he's not just like doing whatever he wants for free. He's getting a whole bunch of Sentinels, which means he's on like a higher base tech than I am. I want to get this base online, but I think my money is like kind of fine. I just need more Therium production. In general, I'm just like kind of playing really sloppy here.
Capture point contested.
Alright, so he's trying to steal my capture points. I got him surrounded here, so I think this is a better trade for me because the Vulcans aren't like really focus firing. But it's kind of hard to say.
Insufficient energy.
Yeah, they're getting surrounded, so I think I win this. And like a bunch of his units are very unfocused. He's getting Ravens though, so his tech's just beating mine, like hands down. I had to go kind of deep for this. I think I just have to back up. Try to build like another barracks here. No, I just need like, I need better actual tech. I need to go up into like mech or something along those lines, because just having the units that I have isn't going to be enough here. I need to get medics at the very least as well on this like next wave of units. I'll get like at least 1 or 2 medics, but they're kind of expensive. It's like 50 gas. So I just need like a lot of frontline units. Just keep replacing that shit. I can also heal if I take this.
Ready to work.
To start AoEing them down. Vulcans didn't end up being perfect, but they ended up being pretty fucking good. Nah, this game's over, I think. Back up, get my army fighting together, get the Exos.
On the go.
Yeah, I'm just not spending my money very well. Guys getting Vulcans, guys like AoEing down my units, like this is just GG. Okay. Pretty good first game of Stormgate, I think. That guy was definitely just like, he's definitely just more familiar with the game than I am right now. Like, everything he was doing made sense to me, but like, it's just not like a pace that I'm used to. And I definitely have to get an actual build order in line, because like the pace that I'm pumping units out just doesn't work. I had like 5 barracks or something just fully pumping units almost constantly, and I could not keep up with my income. I think that's kind of crazy. I feel like all the time I was running out of money before. Also seem to, I don't know if they had this before, but I think they added a stat tab, which is kind of cool. Anyways, thanks for joining me for some Stormgate. Drop a like on the video if you stuck around this long. Hit that sub button if you want to see more Stormgate or whatever else I'm uploading at the time. Been playing a lot of StarCraft recently. And have a lovely morning, noon, or night. Peace.